will come to fawn on me. They will ask me to advise them like a Solomon the wise. If you please, Reptavia, pardon me, Reptavia, posing problems that would cross a rabbi's eyes. And it won't make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong. When you're rich, they think you really know. If I were rich, I'd have the time that I lack to sit in a synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall. And I discuss the holy books with the learned men 7 hours every day. That would be the sweetest thing of all. Oh, if I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
One of the superlative partnerships in the history of the musical theater was between Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II, who together wrote music, lyrics, books, and produced as well. For the role of the king, they cast a virtual unknown named Yul Brynner, who went on to become one of only 7 performers in history who have won both the Tony and the Oscar for the same role.
A girl must be like a blossom, with honey for just one man. A man must live like honeybee and gather all he can. To fly from blossom to blossom, a honeybee must be free, but blossom must not ever fly from bee to bee to bee.
And you consider that sensible poetry?
Certainly.
Your Majesty, in my country, the customs are rather different. And a young girl at her first dance. Oh, it's very exciting to be a young girl at your first dance. You're seated on a small gilt chair, your eyes lowered, terrified that you'll be a wallflower. Suddenly you see 2 black shoes, a white waistcoat, a face. It speaks.
We've just been introduced. I do not know you well, but when the music started, something drew me to your side. So many men and girls are in each other's arms. It made me think we might be similarly occupied. Shall we dance on a bright
dance pretty. Go on, go on, go on.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was dancing. In my country, a woman would not dance with a man looking on.
What, you will dance with strange man, holding hands, etc.?
No, not a strange man. Sometimes a very good friend.
Good. Then we dance together. You show me. Teach, teach, teach.
Well, it's not very difficult, the polka. Let me see. It goes 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and.
1, 2, 3, and.
Shall we dance?
1, 2, 3, and.
On a bright cloud of music, shall we fly?
1, 2, 3, and.
Shall we dance?
1, 2, 3, and.
Shall we then say goodnight and mean goodbye?
1, 2, 3, and. Oh, perchance, when the last little star has left the sky,
Shall we still be together with our arms around each other until you'll be my new
romance.
On the clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen.
Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we dance?
Now, 1, 2, 3,
1,
and
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1,
2, 3, and.
Something wrong. Oh, no, I forget and. Next time I remember.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and.
Splendid, Your Majesty!
Splendid, splendid. You throw me off count. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. It was not like this.
Of course it was.
Not the way I see the English dance tonight.
But that's exactly the way they were dancing.
We're not holding two hands like this.
Well, no. As a matter of fact, they weren't.
Was, like this. Now? Come.
A uniquely American story about a love affair that develops between two people on opposite sides of a labor dispute in a pajama factory. The Pajama Game starred John Raitt. Beginning with his 1945 Broadway debut with a starring role in Carousel, Raitt's handsome looks and excellent baritone have made him a leading man in a career that now spans 6 decades. He still performs, as a matter of fact, with his daughter Bonnie Raitt, most recently in a television concert for PBS.
Hey there, you with the stars in your eye. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. Hey there, you on that high-flying cloud. Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll come to you. Better forget her, her with her nose in the air. She has you dancing on a string, break it, she won't care. Won't you take this advice I hand you like a brother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you too much in love to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other?
The place was Iowa, 1912. And into that innocent world came Professor Harold Hill, the music man, a traveling salesman, con man who convinced his townspeople that they should buy instruments and uniforms and have a boys' brass band. With a book, music, and lyrics by Meredith Willson, who had never written for Broadway, it starred Robert Preston, who had never acted in a musical on Broadway. In this scene, the wily Professor Hill is into a full-tilt evangelical sales spiel warning the good folks of River City of the dangers presented by the opening of a pool hall.
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help you cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? But just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a balk-line game, I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth, the first big step on the road to the depths of degradé. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit and listening to some big out-of-town Jasper, hearing him tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trotting race, no, but a race where they set down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch make your blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say your young men will be frittering away their noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelions pulled or the screen door patched or the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water till your parents are caught with the cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker, shirt-tail young ones, peeking in the pool hall window after school. You got trouble, folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They've been trying out Bevo, trying out Cubabs, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the Armory, libertine men and scarlet women, and ragtime, shameless music that'll grab your son, your daughter with the arms of a jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble. Oh, we got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here in River City. With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We've surely got trouble. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here. Got to figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Our children's children gonna have trouble, 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 trouble. Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz-bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell. And so's your old man. Trouble, trouble. Well, if so, my friends, you got trouble. Oh, we got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here in River City. With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We've surely got trouble. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here. Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule. Our children's children gonna have trouble. Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 numbered balls is a devil's tool. Devil's tool. Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh, yes, we got trouble. Yeah, we got big, big trouble. With a T. Gotta rhyme it with P. And it stands for pool. Remember, my friends, listen to me because I pass this way but once.
America in the early 60s was a nation of worried parents, worried mostly about their kids' love of a radical new form of music called rock and roll. Bye Bye Birdie, a play about young people's fascination with these new rock stars, featured Paul Lynde as a typically frustrated father wondering, what's the matter with kids today?
Kids, I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Kids, who can understand anything they say? Kids, they are disobedient disrespectful oafs. Noisy, crazy, sloppy, lazy loafers. While we're on the subject, kids, you can talk to your faces blue. Kids, but they still do just what they want to do. Why can't they be like we were, perfect in every way? What's the matter with kids today? Kids! I don't mind the midnight swim, it's the loop that hurts. Kids! How'd we ever beat the Russians? Kids! I didn't know what puberty was till I almost passed it. Laughing, singing, dancing, grinning, morons. While we're on the subject, kids, they are just impossible to control. Kids, with their awful clothes and their rock and roll. Why can't they dance like we did? What's wrong with Sammy Kaye? What's the matter with kids today?
Hello, I'm Tommy Tune. Set in Berlin in the late 20s, Cabaret invites the audience to sample the tawdry delights and devil-may-care attitude of the nightclub, set against the ominous background rumblings of the rise of the Nazis. Your host is the master of ceremonies with a painted-on evil grin, played by Joel Grey. Cabaret, produced and directed by Hal Prince, was the first major hit for Kander and Ebb, with sensational songs and big production dance numbers. Grey himself, like Yul Brynner, is in the very select company of one of only 7 actors to win both the Tony and the Oscar for the same role.
Welcome and bienvenue, welcome. Frères, étrangers, strangers. Glücklich zu sehen, je suis enchanté. Happy to see you, bleibe, reste, stay. Welcome and bienvenue, welcome. Im Cabaret, en Cabaret de Cabaret. Meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, guten Abend, bonsoir, good evening. Wie geht's? Comment ça va? Do you feel good? Ich bin euer Confrancier, je suis votre compère. I am your host und sage willkommen und bienvenue, welcome. Im Cabaret, en Cabaret, de Cabaret. Leave your troubles outside. So, life is disappointing. Forget it. In here, life is beautiful. The girls are beautiful. Even the orchestra is beautiful. So don't go away. Who knows? Tonight we may lose the battle. And now to serve you.
think that in the play, being a more abstract form, the theater, I think that a lot of people thought it was sort of questionable. Maybe he was a good guy, maybe he was a bad guy, maybe, you know. And then in the movie, it became much more literal, because there you were in a close-up of this horrible face, this mask that sort of, in my opinion, always sort of signified Adolf Hitler.
As the period costumes indicate in this number, the time is America, 1927. I play an aviator who flies all over the world seeking Edith, a channel swimmer he loves, played by Twiggy. At the play's finale, he finds her and they marry in a massive dance number, Kicking the Clouds Away. My one and only featured a score by George and Ira Gershwin that was a compilation of some of their most memorable songs.